Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. If you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I had been pretty dedicated and pretty loyal to APT. In a couple of my past live streams when we were out at Alpha Scorpii, we kind of joked around a little bit with N.I.N.A. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that I have kind of made the switch over to N.I.N.A, and so here for the past week or so, I've been getting my feet wet, messing around with N.I.N.A and just kind of familiarizing myself with her, and you know, just trying to learn the ins and outs of N.I.N.A itself. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I am going to be using N.I.N.A to capture an image. So this will be like my first true quote-unquote image out of N.I.N.A. I will be using my Red Cat, my 2600 monochrome camera, and I have right here, if you can see, and I'll zoom in and show you guys a little later, I do have the ZWO EAF. So I do have the ZWO EAF mounted on my Red Cat. The EAF adapter that I'm using is Nick Ivanov's Red Cat EAF adapter. I've had really good results with it so far. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to run through N.I.N.A. I'm going to show you guys my basic setup and how I do things. Like, I'm not using the advanced sequencer yet. Like I said, I'm just familiarizing myself with everything. Okay. So what I've been shooting last week or so has been a pretty popular target amongst astrophotographers in the wintertime. What I have been shooting has been the Rosette Nebula. The Rosette Nebula is a pretty familiar nebula to astrophotographers. The Rosette Nebula goes by many different names. It goes by NGC2244, which I believe is the center star cluster in there. It also goes by NGC2238, 2239, 2244, which I believe is the nebulosity portion of it, and 2246. The Rosette Nebula is in the constellation Monoceros, if I've pronounced that right. And some people say that it resembles a skull. So if you orient it in just the right way, you'll get a picture of an image of a skull. So with the setup that I have here, it's going to be pretty wide, so I'm going to get more than the Rosette, and we'll go over my framing and stuff in a little bit. But I'll be shooting. So what I'll be shooting. So I'm going to put N.I.N.A through all I'm going to put N.I.N.A through the test. I'm going to be shooting with all my filters. I'm going to be shooting with sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen, in addition to the luminance, the red, green, and blue. I'll be creating a SHO image, but I'm going to have RGB stars. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, come along with me guys tonight, and like I said, I've already been imaging probably for, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 nights that I've had clear nights. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys inside, and we'll get into N.I.N.A and how I'm using it. Like I said, I'm not using the advanced sequencer at this point, but I am using the EAF portion of it, so the automatic focuser. And so far, like I said, with Nick's EAF adapter and my EAF and everything, after I got the bugs worked out, everything's been working really well. So let's go take a look at N.I.N.A. All right, so we are here inside inside the house, nice and warm. It's not too bad outside, but for Arizona, it's pretty darn cold. Um, so I've already connected to the mini PC of the observatory. So we're gonna go ahead and get N.I.N.A started. So I have been using N.I.N.A for a while now. This is the first image that I truly kind of imaged through N.I.N.A. So, or this will be the first image. So I'm not going to upgrade right now, and the reason why I'm not going to upgrade is because I think I was reading somewhere that the next version affects the Orion Starshoot auto guiding cameras, which I have a couple of them, so I don't want to mess that up. So we've got the 220 Skywatcher telescope. So the profile is the Atlas Redcat 51 130 millimeter guide scope with the ASI 220 mini. So let's connect that. Alright, so that's all good and connected, so let's minimize that. And I know that in N.I.N.A, I think you can just start it in N.I.N.A and it'll bring PhD 2 up, but I like to start it first just to make sure that I have the right profile, make sure that I have the right camera, and all that good stuff. Alright, so my N.I.N.A profile that I have created is the Redcat 51, the 2600, and the Atlas EQG. So we're going to go ahead and load that profile up. Alright, so from here you can go in and you can individually start each piece if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit the big power button and connect all my devices. Yes, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go over here to my PhD and stop it, just so it's not running, because right now the observatory is sitting right now the mount is sitting like in its parked position right here. So right now I'm looking directly at the dome. So yeah, we don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and I will start my cooling. I'm going to get down to -10 tonight. Should be no problem with the 2600. It's like 50 degrees outside, so I won't have a problem getting that set up. So from right here, like I said, I've already been imaging the Rosette. I've already been capturing data, but I just wanted to show you guys N.I.N.A and at least how far I've progressed in N.I.N.A, which is probably not nearly as advanced as it could be, but nevertheless, I mean, I'm learning, and I'm liking N.I.N.A a lot. So this profile, I have my gain and my offset and everything set up in here. The focal length of the scope, all that good stuff, it's all set up in here. My filter wheel is set up, LRGB SHO. My focuser is set up and good to go. I've got a temperature sensor on it. Right now it's 8.5 degrees Celsius. The telescope is right there, looks good. And the guide camera, the guider is there also. So from this point, there's one of two things that I can do. I can either go into framing and pull up my target, and I'm going to pull up NGC2244 right there and load the image. And this is what I got when I pull up. Here's my my field of view, and my camera orientation is at 181 degrees. So I wanted to go a little different than just a straight on framing of this. So what I elected to do is kind of move it down around here, because I wanted to capture a lot of this dust here and a lot of this stuff here. So this is kind of what the framing that I kind of set up for. So what I did was, once I slewed and centered to the spot where I thought I liked it, then I created a sequence off of that and saved it. So if I go into my sequencer, which I already have saved with coordinates and everything, I'll go into load target and we'll pull up NGC2244 like so, and here's our target. And then what I'll do is I will come here and I will send these coordinates to the framing wizard. So once I do that, it sets it and everything, and at this point I can go and I can tell it to slew and center on this spot right here. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so ASCOM slew is not allowed because the scope is not tracking. I think that happens every once in a while with my thing. I think I need to have it unparked. Let's stop it. And guys, like I said, I'm still learning as well. So let's go ahead and try to slew and center again. And let's take a look at the... So there it goes. It's slewing, and I believe right here, these 3 stars, if you can barely see them, that's Orion's belt. This right here is Betelgeuse. So the Rosette's going to be right around here somewhere. So we'll let it plate solve and get us all lined up. Go ahead and minimize that. And the thing I like about N.I.N.A is that it shows us the graph here that shows you its position in the sky. So right now it's 9 o'clock and it is about 40 degrees high. So it's plenty high enough to image. So we'll just wait for the plate solving to complete. So it's telling me that the telescope plate solved, but it wasn't where it thought it should be. So it's fixing itself. And like I said, this is the first image that I have imaged using the EAF. So I'm planning on doing a more in-depth video of the EAF and the Red Cat and the adapter that I have that connects the EAF to the Red Cat. It is the EAF adapter from Smart Components from Nick Ivanov. I've been imaging with it now here for a good week or so, and I've had really good results. Okay, so framing is done. It slewed us to the location. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start guiding, just because I am going to, let's see if we can get a different star. Alright, well, let's just use that. Alright. So we're going to start guiding. So at this point, what I would do is I would go to my sequencer, and I would look to see it. It looks like right here, the last time that I shot just oxygen, and I think what I did was I tried to capture oxygen from like 11 o'clock at night until about 1 o'clock in the morning, so that I was at the highest point, so that I had the least amount of light pollution to deal with. and I think that was a couple nights ago, and that data came out really, really good, surprisingly. But if I wanted to change this, and let's say I wanted to do my LRGB stars, or let's do HA. So I'm going to create a new line here, and I'm going to get rid of this line. So I'm just going to delete that. So we've got a new line here, and let's just say that I wanted to shoot for 3 hours. So we're going to go 6:18. Alright, so we're going to go 18, 600 seconds, light, filter. We're going to say we're going to switch to our hydrogen filter. Its bin is one by one. Right now I'm not dithering. That's one of the next things that I'll probably start messing around with. But at this point, if I needed to create other with the filters and with the EAF, I could create another line, and I could change this to oxygen, which I had done, and then I can create another line, and I can create it and make it sulfur if I wanted, and everything's going to be 600 seconds, just like that. So I could do that, and that would be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, which is way too much. I would probably have to do like 12 hours or 2 hours each. So if we wanted to do that, we would have to go 12, 12, 12, just like that. And let's go back to our camera and just make sure that we are at temperature. So sensor temperature is -10, so we are good and ready to go. So at this point, with the sequence here, if I wanted to delay start, I could set a delay timer in here, but since I don't need to, I'm going to just start it, and what's going to happen is it's going to change to my HA filter, and well, first it's going to slew to the target, which it's already on, and then once it gets done with that, it's going to start the autofocus process, because it will do a focus on filter change, and then it'll also do a focus. The way I have it set up is it'll do a focus on temperature change of 5 degrees or more, or every 5 degrees. So I know this video is going to run a little long, but I thought I would just show you guys how much I've gotten into N.I.N.A. Probably not a lot, but enough to where I'm able to capture data at night, in the morning, take it, check it, make sure everything looks good. So we're centered on target, so now we're going to start the autofocus sequence here. So we just have to wait for that nice little curve to pop up, and then it will start taking subs. So I think, like I said, I've already pretty much captured all my data on this target. I just had a little more data to capture, but I just wanted to show what I'm doing in N.I.N.A, I guess, and how it's working for me. So this will probably take a little while, because with the HA filter, my autofocus exposures are about 10 seconds, I think. So we just want to see if we can get that nice little curve. We can switch it over to our imaging tab, and we can see the actual image that each image is coming up. Here's our, we are guiding. So right now we're guiding at 0.76, which is pretty good with this mount, considering it's a 12 or 13-year-old Atlas mount. And if I want to go into PhD and just look at the graph just a little better or closer, I can just switch over here and look at that, because I'm used to doing that as well. Graph looks good, looks small. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So let's go back to N.I.N.A. Come on. All right. So here we go. We see the curve starting to form, and then our point is going to be down here somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Somewhere around 32,300, give or take. Or maybe, yeah, about 32,300. So that's going to be where we're going to land. And you can see right here that our active filter, this is kind of the default setup that N.I.N.A gives you, and I'm kind of used to it now. I like to see my active sequence down here. I like to see my imaging time and all that stuff here. I like to see this, the autofocus as well as plate solving and the manual focus stuff here. And then over on this side I've got the telescope, which tells me when my meridian flip's going to happen, my active filter down here, and then this one is the camera and the focuser right there. So I kind of like this setup. Okay, so we landed at 32295. I said we were going to land right at around 32300, and we were pretty darn close. So now I'm in the middle of taking a 10-minute sub. So we'll come to the end of this and we'll see how it is. And the estimated final HFR is 0.82, which is really good. Happy with that. But let's just let this run, and we'll come back when we get closer to 10 minutes so we can take a look at the sub. Alright, we got about 30 seconds left before our first sub comes in. So let's wait and see what we got. So yeah, since I'm using the 2600, there's no amp glow, so we're not going to have starburst in the sub. Okay, here it is. Oh, well, look at that. Nice. So you can see all this dust here and all this dust here, and here obviously is the rosette. Let's zoom in a little and just check our focus. I mean, focus should be good. We're using the EAF and the HFR was 0.82. Let's just get down a little. So here's the NGC2244 cluster right here of stars. That's right there in the center of the rosette. These three stars right here, I guess I would use those as a reference just to make sure that everything's in focus. I can see those three stars. And if I zoom in just a little bit closer, there's two stars right here that I can see that are actually separated. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. So at this point, I would just let it run. So I can go back to my sequencer and check it. It's telling me that the sequence is going to be done at 3:12 in the morning. There's going to be a meridian flip in there. If we go back to the imaging tab and look, I've got a meridian flip in 2 hours and 26 minutes, which here shows me that my meridian flip is at 23:56. So 11:56 and 31 seconds is when my flip will happen. The way that I have everything set up, let me see, if we go to equipment here, here's where my focal length is, all that good stuff. If we go to so meridian flip settings for me, in order to get my mount to work properly, I set my meridian, my minutes after meridian to 7, and the max to 12, and that seemed to help me to where I wasn't flipping once and then it was plate solving, and then it was flipping back, and then it was plate solving and flipping again. So this gave me a little more time over meridian, so when it flipped, it just went over once. So that seems to help me out. I did install the plugin Hocus Focus, and that's what I'm using for automatic focusing. I am using the offline framing wizard, or the offline framing portion of it, so I can use it out in the desert without needing internet connection or a connection to the web. So the offline sky map is what I'm using, and the images are I've downloaded them and saved them in a subfolder that I'm pointing to. Okay, well, that was it for me. We're gonna let this run, and we'll see what we get. Like I said, I've already captured tons of HA. I've already captured the O3, and I've already captured the S2. And last night I captured RGB stars. So I pretty much have all my data. I'm just going to let this run, and if I have some more data that I can use from here that looks pretty good, I might incorporate that into to the image as well. So hopefully, we come out with a nice image. And I just want to thank everybody for staying with me and hanging out with me on my channel, watching my videos, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that stuff. I appreciate everyone. I don't know what else to say other than thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Again, don't forget that I do have a couple affiliate links in my description, the YouTube description. I have an affiliate link to High Point Scientific and an affiliate link to Agena Astro. So if you need to purchase any equipment, big or small, doesn't really matter. If you use those links, it'll throw me a couple cents here or there. So really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we'll let this run, and image at the end of the video. If we're hoping to go out to Alpha Scorpii Saturday, which is in 2 days. I don't know if it's going to happen. If it does, because of weather, if it does, I'm going to probably take this exact same setup out there and just shoot a couple hours of each sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen out there, kind of like what I did with the flame and the tadpoles, and see what I can come up with data just out there at Alpha Scorpii. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my fumbling around in N.I.N.A, and I will talk to you guys later. So for my Rosette project, I managed to capture 14 hours and 10 minutes of hydrogen, 14 hours and 20 minutes of sulfur, 11 hours and 20 minutes of oxygen, and 1 hour each of red, green, and blue to use for the stars. Total amount of time integrated, 39 hours and 50